Hey, Dina, when you get older, like, kind of grandma age, although I guess I can't really say that anymore because a lot of people, I actually know some people who are grandmas in their 40s and 50s. So, okay, let's maybe take age out of it, but let's just say as in the next 100 years or so, as you get older, you like what I said, you're going to live forever, basically,
Yes.
right? What comes to your mind? Like, what do you want to do or be? Like, do you want to be old and frail or strong and independent? Like, what comes to your mind when you think like grandma or like
hmm
90-year-old, 100-year-old, 110-year-old? What comes to your mind?
I know, because I always say, Bob, and I forget who I picked this line up from, but like
Yeah.
when I'm 90, I want to carry my own dang groceries.
Yeah,
Like I don't want the help from a 14-year-old little boy. I want to be
exactly.
strong and independent. And I mean, muscular is cool for
Muscular
those,
is good.
but at least, yeah, strong and healthy and yeah, independent.
Yeah, name of the game. I think those are all great
hmm
descriptive words. Strong, healthy, independent. Maybe even kind of the whole purpose of this episode, listeners, we're doing an under the microscope. Can I also use the word jacked? Would you want to be a jacked
Ooh.
Grammy? Or,
That is interesting and maybe an aspiration I hadn't quite considered with that adjective, but
right.
there are a lot more jacked older gals out there these days. So I
There
think
are.
the bar is changing or the what we envision for an older woman, granny or not, or grandma or
Yep.
not, strong versus frail.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
the whole purpose, so listeners, you're thinking, oh, they're going to talk about aging. They're going to talk about nutrition, aging. No, this is an under the microscope episode. And we want to share a new product that we actually just came across. Do not know much about it. Hence, we also have not tried it. But this is marketed as via their website, the simplest protein bar ever. So obviously that catches Dina and I's attention. We're like, oh, simplest protein bar. Okay. It is also called, this is the name of the company, everyone. We'll put this in the show notes. Jacked Granny. I kid you not. Jacked Granny, and the logo is a grandma flexing her gun, and she looks jacked, right? And it's just, I
Yeah.
don't know, it's kind of funny to me, but listen, Dee, it got my attention. It got my wife's attention because we're like, what? Is there like an aging thing to this? Like, what is going on? But then you look at the whole simplest protein bar, and it actually states that it has fewer ingredients than a pickle.
Which I kind of had to look up. Like, what? A pickle has more than. I thought pickle's like a cucumber, and then
I
there's
know.
some, vinegar or acetic
Yeah.
acid, but
Yeah, yeah,
holy
yeah.
moly.
Yeah, I didn't look that up, but perhaps, yeah. So this bar that we're going to put under the microscope, Jacked Granny, it has four ingredients, and there are two flavors. There's a peanut butter and jelly, and there's a chocolate. So where should we start, Dee? I kind of figure we probably start with the four ingredients, what they are, right?
Yeah, because it is very simple. I think those ingredients, yeah, Bob, I mean, the first one, it is peanut based. So that's
Yep,
kind of the
yep,
first ingredient for both of those flavors. And then they feature egg white. We're getting a little bit more protein. We'll talk
yep,
about the composition of the bar. And then they have some sweetener from maple syrup. And then depending on the flavor, like you just said, the PB&J has strawberries, and then the chocolate has some cocoa, and that is it.
that's it. I mean,
We're
wow,
done. We can
that
end the
that
pot.
literally caught my, like, I was like, oh, and of course it reminded both of us of the RX bar, right? Because we're
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, four ingredients, I get it, like very simple. And again, we have not tried this, so we don't know if it's like really sticky because you know how the RX bar is kind of sticky, sticks to your teeth. Have no idea. I don't know what the taste is like, but listen, four ingredients, 16 grams of protein. So I mean, not too shabby, right, Dee?
Right.
Yep.
And the carbohydrate coming from, well, so that sweetener, maple syrup, and then maybe, there's a little in that strawberry or a touch in the cocoa, and the
Yep.
peanuts, of course, provide a little bit of carbohydrate. So it ends up being around 25 or 26 grams of carbohydrate and not much fat. So that's why I was like, how much peanut would be in here if we only have 3 grams of
Right.
fat? So I don't know. not having tasted this, like it's probably not too chunky in terms of crunch from the peanuts, but I don't
Right.
know,
Yeah, it's
because it's a couple
probably a softer bar, I would
ounce.
imagine.
Yeah,
I mean, I haven't seen it unwrapped, so I don't know what it looks like.
right,
So
right.
yeah, but to your point, like it's like it's not even, it's just below a 2-to-1 ratio carb to protein. So, it has fiber in it. It doesn't have any, it has added sugars because maple syrup has to be qualified as an added sugar, but it doesn't have any strange ingredients, right?
No,
I mean, I don't know, 180 calories, I'm looking even at the micros, D. I mean, it's got good amount of calcium, literally good amount of iron compared to a lot of things. Potassium is through the roof. I'm like, huh,
yeah.
wow.
I mean, Bob, that maple syrup contribution, it does make for I bet, a pretty sweet
Right.
tasting bar, right? Because
For
it's
sure.
what, 15, 16 grams or so
Yep.
of added sugar from the maple
Yep.
syrup. So that would be what, like 3-ish teaspoons
Yep.
or a tablespoon approximately.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you and I sometimes pick on marketing, like it says it's a protein bar, but it's a
Yeah.
very sweet protein bar.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I really appreciate the simplicity of this, and it's very mysterious company without, there's not a whole lot of backstory provided, at least the time that we're recording this.
There's not, right? We went on the
No.
website and we looked at, because we both always want to see the about, like what's the why behind it. And, there is a button to learn more, but the button is not active. So it's like, ooh, there is a little bit of mystery here. I don't know. Like,
Yeah,
who are
what
they? What are they about?
exactly the image that you're describing, or the kind of cartoonish sketch of the
Yeah.
jacked granny? Yeah, I wonder about her.
Yeah. What do you
Everyone
wonder?
will have to, I mean, and then there's a picture
There is a
somewhere,
photo. There is a
right?
photo.
And
Yeah.
it's just interesting, Bob, because I mean, we're in 2026. The picture shown here, it's kind of fuzzy,
It is
and
fuzzy.
I don't know. It's like bringing a lot of mystery and questions and
It is.
curiosity around this
It
product.
is.
So, like, is it really a granny behind the product, or just some clever marketing, which both could be true?
Both could be true.
Yeah.
And we would love to hear from Jack Granny. If you guys are listening, reach out to us because we just want to know the why. We want to know the story, right?
Yeah.
But from a nutrition perspective, I think, I appreciate the 4 very simple ingredients. I appreciate that it has 15 or 16 grams of protein, depending on the flavor. It's not a lot of calories, so definitely more of like a snacky bar, for sure. It's pretty, like it would definitely pass my test to try, like to purchase at the store.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, speaking of which, what are we looking at for costy?
We are looking at, it looks like they sell in a 10 pack for $35.
Yep.
So $3.50 a bar, which, yeah, I mean, that's kind of in line with what we see, like even with our X bar, right? Those
Yep.
are maybe on sale $2 or $2.50,
Yep.
but yeah, tend to be around that $3, I think. But for what you're getting in terms of the protein content, of course, yeah, bringing along some sweetener with it, but
Yeah.
it's not outrageously cheap or outrageously ridiculous
Right.
for a convenience bar like
Yeah.
this.
And yeah, to that, I think you just hit something really important: convenience, right? So, yeah, as I mentioned, I kind of presented this to my wife, and she was like, "Oh, okay. So, what are the ingredients?" And I told her peanuts, egg whites, maple syrup, strawberries, and she's like, "Oh, okay. This is for the peanut butter and jelly." And she's like, "Okay, so," and I told her how much it is, and this is where her mind goes to. She's like, "Oh, so I could have a few peanuts and maybe a hard-boiled egg or whatever, and maybe put a touch of maple syrup and have some strawberries." But it is really about the convenience. Like, this is real food
Yeah.
that they're putting in here, but it is about the convenience. What can we throw in our bag? What can we throw in our backpack, purse, whatever, have in our car? That the convenience is there. Like, we're not just going to carry peanuts, a hard-boiled egg, some maple syrup, and strawberries, right? I mean,
Right.
I would do that. I've been known to do that before, right?
Yes, you
But hey,
have. Yeah.
but I feel like I am very intrigued with this. We will leave the website so you all can check it out in the show notes. But I'm intrigued to try this, D. Like, I wanna find it. Like, I actually want to see if it's in a local grocery store first. I know it's online. I just kind of want to see, but I want to see what it
Yeah.
tastes like. I want to see how big it is. Is it extruded, which I imagine it is. But I think potentially this could be, I personally like the direction it's going because of the very simplistic ingredients with the macronutrients that they put in there. I do appreciate that.
And Bob, I know you and I didn't do extensive research to like dig into the history of this company beyond the website. But just as we were talking, I went real quick like to their Instagram page, jacked.granny. And it's kind of funny because the little profile thing says 3 ingredients.
Oh, interesting.
But I thought we just said 4. Anyway,
It did say 4, yeah.
There's really no other info. So it's a lot of
Very
pictures.
mysterious. What I don't even know what to think about that. And I know it's also on the feed. So if you all know what thefeed.com is, it's a pretty popular, basically sport nutrition, warehouse where you can get just about everything in terms of bars and gels and drinks and everything. So that surprises me, not knowing, for the company to be a little mysterious and to be kind of picked up by a larger company such as the Feed and selling their products. So I don't know. I kind of feel like we need to dig a little bit more into this. I think the first part, though, is us trying it. Just one, to see what it tastes like, right? To your point, maybe it is like super sweet because the maple syrup. Who knows?
Well, heck, it was fun to discover this bar, and geez, all I can say is I'm so intrigued.
I know. I don't know if it's going to, jack you up in your grandma years, Dee.
That's true.
But
right?
It will provide you from a very raw ingredient list and very, food first ingredient list. It will provide you some good ingredients for sure.
Well, Bob, I mean, if any of our listeners have tried it or you end up ordering it, drop us a note, email us, or drop a note over in the Patreon community. Find us over there on the app, ISN Podcast, and let us know your thoughts on this bar. We'd love to hear if by chance there is someone who has tried it or is trying it out there.
Or a representative of the company. Contact us because we would just love to know more of the story behind your company. Well, thanks for listening to this episode. Hopefully we've enlightened you with yet another product on the market that just came on the market from our knowledge. And until our next episode, you all have a fantastic rest of your day.